Crazy for My Professor. Elite Bachelors Series Number 1. Written by Fantastic 𝘬𝘢𝘬𝘭.
Where are you going for vacation?
Kiara, my closest friend, asked me after taking the final exam of the semester. It has been the end of our third year in college, the toughest, as they say. I know I aced my exams. Hell, I stayed up all night for the whole week studying for all of my subjects, minor and major. I don't know yet. Maybe I'll ask Cole where he wants to go and what he wants to do. I replied while hugging my book around my chest. Cole is my boyfriend for almost 3 years now. We'll be celebrating our anniversary on June, and I'm hoping that we could go out of the country for that. After all, he's my parents' golden boy. He's kind and intelligent. He's also a varsity of the school. My parents are odd on how he juggles school, love life, and his sport at the same time. Kiara laughed.
Oh no! If you ask him what he wants to do, you might end up getting knocked up.
She wriggled her brows at me while teasing me about it. My eyes squinted at her, totally feeling so uncomfortable with her sudden topic. You're way ahead of yourself, Kay. We haven't even done anything more than kiss. I'm not that innocent when it comes to stuff like that. I realized that maybe it's better to be a little liberated when it comes to thinking about those things. I don't want to act all innocent and have all these things backfire in the end. Kiara laughed even louder.
Why don't I believe you, 𝘵𝘁𝘬𝘭𝘪?
She shook her, but that annoying teasing smirk is still playing around her lips.
You've bagged the hottest varsity player in the campus and all you did is kiss? You're kidding.
I turned to her, looking so scandalized by her brazenness. That's how it is. I insisted because it's the truth. Maybe it's really unbelievable? Or weird. It's been 3 years, but we haven't done it yet. Well, it's not like I want to rush and do it, but then men would have a different view for it. They would readily go for it, right? But Cole's different. He's never brought it up. Not a word about it. Kiara shook her head.
You need to work on that, 𝘵𝘁𝘬𝘭. Maybe he's letting his steam off with someone else, that is why he's okay with you not giving him your.
Her eyes trailed down my body and stopped on my groin. Hey! I covered my hips with the book I am holding and walked off. I don't want to hear any more of what she's going to tell me. This is too embarrassing. But I can't help but ponder on what she said. Now, I'm suddenly curious. Could that possibly happen? Could it be that he's screwing someone else, that's why he hasn't brought it up to me? But then I have known Cole for years. He's not the type to do that. No, he's not the type. I sent Cole a message telling him that I am on my out of the building. He told me earlier this morning that he will pick me up because he misses me. I couldn't help but bite my smile at the thought of that.
𝘵𝘁𝘬𝘭, I'll go ahead. Gregory will fetch me today.
Kiara said when we've reached the benches in the college park. I smiled and nodded. Sure. Take care. Text me. I told her while waving my hand. She waved back and said her goodbye before walking towards the Ford truck that stopped near the entrance of the building. She turned to me and waved one last time before hopping inside the car. I watched the car go away. Gregory is Kiara's boyfriend. They've been together since 3rd year high school. It's good, though. They've been with each other through thick and thin. They even may have seen each other grow because they've known each other way back in high school.
Hey.
I could feel the hand snaking around my waist. My cheek was suddenly attacked by a quick kiss before I could even see who was there. A huge grin came across my lips when I saw Cole smiling at me.
I missed you, honey,
he said before kissing the side of my head. I smiled. I missed you, too. I replied, and that made him chuckle.
Are you hungry?
He asked me. I nodded and he immediately pulled me towards his car. People are looking at us while we walked past them. I couldn't blame them. Cole is famous inside the university because he's the star player of the varsity team in basketball. When we got inside his Altera, he immediately leaned in for a deep kiss. My eyes automatically shut as I felt his lips moving against mine. He cupped my face and showered me with passionate kisses. He bit my lower lip and thrusted his tongue inside my mouth. I couldn't help but moan against his lips with everything he's doing. He smiled and leaned his forehead on mine as he broke of the kiss.
I wish I could that outside.
He whispered. I bit my lip and smiled. I wish he could do that, but it would stir issues for him. I know that he really doesn't care about that, but he is only thinking about my reputation. He chuckled and planted a chaste kiss on my lips before breaking away from me, turning the engine on.
Let's go before I do something you don't want.
He uttered in a soft voice before driving towards the restaurant where we will be eating. We dined in a fancy restaurant near our house. He said he was in a rush because he has to do something with his cousin. I find that sweet though. He had efforts to see me before he gets busy. That's probably the main reason why I love him. He drove me home right after eating. It was still early, so my parents are not yet home. Only our helpers, Pat and Bing, were there. I walked straight to my room to get changed and prepare to sleep. I've been deprived of sleep for the whole week, so I need to get as much sleep as I could get. I woke up with the blaring sound of the ringing of my phone. I checked the time. It's almost 11 in the evening. I slept the whole afternoon of. I looked at the name flashing on the screen. My eyes squinted and read Kiara calling. What's wrong? It's almost midnight and she's calling? I accepted the call with my eyes half opened.
Hello? I've been calling you numerous times.
She sounded frantic. I wonder what's wrong. I slept. Why? I asked, slowly getting up from the bed.
Check Facebook now. It's Cole.
I didn't even let her finish what she's saying. I immediately ended the call and opened my Facebook app on my phone. I was so nervous while I was waiting for my newsfeed to load. What happened to Cole? Why does Kiara sound so nervous? I took a deep breath when I noticed I have 54 new notifications. My eyes widened when I saw that I suddenly have friend requests. What the hell is happening? I clicked the post of Michelle, my close friend in psychology, on my profile. 𝘕𝘁𝘭𝘪𝘧𝘦, he's an asshole. Good riddance. I narrowed my eyes at her post. What the hell does this mean? When I was about to scroll down my profile, a message from Kiara popped in. It was a link. I clicked it and I felt like all the air was sucked out of my lungs when I saw the picture. Hot. That was the caption of that picture. I scrolled lower and it felt like the whole world came crashing on me. It's Cole and Jillian, the head of the cheerleading squad, naked. Kissing. In bed. I checked the time the picture was posted. It was posted an hour ago. My vision was already getting blurry with the tears brimming around my eyes. I thought he was with his cousin. What the hell is this? Anger rushed through my system as I wiped my tears furiously. I exited the application and opened my messages. I clicked Cole's name and typed the message I never thought I would ever send him in this lifetime. Me, go to hell, asshole. Cousin, really? We're over. I massaged my temple after sending that message. I was trembling in anger, in frustration, in sadness. I don't even know what emotion was hitting me harder. All I know is that whatever thing we had, it's over. Maybe that's the reason why he won't touch me. Because he has his touch reserved for someone else. I wipe the tears before they fall again. I need to get out of here. I fixed my beach hat as I sat on one of the sun loungers. My pina colada is sitting prettily on the side table as I overlooked the clear blue beach in front of me. This is so relaxing. Delete. It took me days to convince my parents to allow me to go to California alone. At first, they were adamant about not letting me go, but when I told them that I needed to relax because I am extremely stressed, they were even the ones who booked my flight. My dad owns an advertising agency while my mom is a psychologist. I am their only daughter and I think that's the reason why they are so protective of me. I sipped on my drink as I watched some surfers ride the waves. I could hear the girls squealing while watching the guys who were really good at surfing. But most importantly, they were cheering that handsome man who seemed like an expert in riding the waves. The man purposely dropped himself into the ocean after a huge wave. He swam back to the shore, making the flock of girls occupying the loungers beside me squirm in delight. His biceps flexed as he held onto his surfboard. When he got out of the water, I saw how perfectly toned his body is. I think he's over 6 feet tall. His built biceps tensed as he fixed the board in his arms. There's a tattoo on his left arm extending to his left chest. I bet it's his ironclad chest and his perfectly formed abs that make these women giggle and swoon. Or maybe all of him. Well, I could not deny how handsome he is. His skin was reddish while walking towards a lounger a little far from me. He rested his elbows on his knees as he panted and watched the sea. His chiseled jaw is leaving everyone breathless. And I could not deny that fact.
He's so hot.
One girl beside me giggled. I looked at her and saw how young she is. Sure, she's pretty with her blonde hair and tan skin, but she looks like she just finished primary school. I think it's true that even children are liberated in America.
You should get his number.
The brunette beside her whispered. It was a little loud that overheard them. The blondie stood up and walked towards their target. When she was in front of him, he just gawked at her. His expression is unreadable. I can't even see if he's surprised or confused because a woman suddenly appeared in front of him. Or maybe he's already used to it. Maybe he already knows how handsome he is, that the girls screaming for him is normal for him. I saw how he creased his forehead when the woman asked him something. He shook his head, and that was the only time that the kid let him go. She walked back to her friend while rolling her eyes.
He has a girlfriend.
She hissed in a frustrated tone. I'm just not sure if it's because the man has a girlfriend already or if it's because she got snubbed. They chorused a frustrated expression, and I shook my head. If only all women stop when they know that a guy is already taken, then the world would become a better place. Respect is essential, and I think that's what is lacking from that cheerleader. I shook my head and sipped on my drink. I'm here to have fun. I'm here to unwind, not to think about him again. I took a heavy breath before removing my cover-up. I left it on the lounger because I know that no one is going to take it anyway. Girls here love to expose their bodies. They don't need a cover-up. I went for a swim. I didn't even bother if I get tanned or get a sunburn. Well, it's summer in California. I bet being tan is in during this season. I saw 2 groups of boys playing beach volleyball while I was enjoying myself on the beach. I didn't give them much attention and just continued to swim. I just hope they don't accidentally hit the ball towards my direction or I'll hit it back to their faces. I sighed hard to cool myself down. I just hate seeing balls. It reminds me so much of my asshole ex. Any kind. It's annoying. I walked back to the lounger after an hour of swimming, but I was shocked to see the man the girls are squealing for a while ago. He's sitting on my lounger, acting like it's his new territory. Didn't he see that I left my cover up there? But well, if that's where he wants to sit, then I better just get my things and go back to my suite. I stopped in front of him and gathered everything. I finished my drink quickly while I know that the guy is staring at me, watching me intently for some unknown reason. I raised my brow, but I still ignored him.
Hey!
I could hear him calling me, but I acted like I heard nothing. I don't think he's talking to me. Why would he talk to me in the first place? I walked to the hotel I am staying at to eat lunch because I am already hungry. I haven't had anything today aside from the pina colada that I drank by the beachfront. I decided to get changed first before heading over to the all-day buffet of the hotel. I wore a flowery sundress. I put my hair up in a bun after blowing it dry. I also checked my phone because my parents would be hysterical if I wasn't able to answer their calls or texts immediately. My brows furrowed when I saw a message from Cole. It was a text asking me to hear him out. I rolled my eyes and deleted the message thread. I've already seen enough. Whatever reason he has, wouldn't do anything because I have already made up my mind. The fact that he cheated on me is enough proof for me to end whatever relationship I had with him. There will be no second chances because I don't trust him anymore. Why else would we try again if he's already broken my trust? I let out a heavy breath and finally walked to the buffet. Most of the people are eating near the beachfront, so there were not a lot of people near the buffet area. Me? I don't care where. I just need to eat. I was busy replying to my mom when I noticed someone stop in front of me. I looked up and almost had my jaw dropped when I saw the handsome surfer guy standing there. He's changed into a simple V-neck shirt. He's wearing his cap backward and he's smiling at me while holding a plate in his hand.
Hi.
He greeted. I narrowed my eyes at him. He motioned to my table.
Are you with someone?
I shook my head and his smile widened.
Can I sit with you then? I'm alone, too, like you.
I raised my brow. What's with this guy? I thought he already has a girlfriend. What's he doing in front of me now? Excuse me? Are you flirting with me? I hope not, because I don't want to get tangled with a guy that's already in a relationship. I told him fiercely while watching him sit in front of me. He raised his brow and bit his lower lip, seemingly stopping a smile that's about to break out of his lips. He leaned closer before resting his chin on his palm. I narrowed my eyes at him. The way he tilted his head made him even more handsome. Yes, I'm not even denying how handsome he is.
In a relationship?
He asked as if it was a new idea to him. I pursed my lip in a thin line. Well, you told the blondie a while back that you're in a relationship. I replied nonchalantly. Did this guy think I was easy? That he could wrap me around his finger like his toy? Excuse me. I'm here to have fun on my own, not to find another complication. He laughed at me and shook his head. I noticed that he has a dimple on his right cheek. His reddish skin is glowing in front of me. I took a deep breath. I am not joking. I told him, already on the verge of getting annoyed because of me who can't be contented with one woman. He bit his lip and stopped laughing. Maybe he already understood that I am not playing around.
I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I am single.
I raised my brow. Did he think I would believe that? He smiled and looked at me with utmost interest.
You? Maybe you're the one in a relationship?
He asked.
But you're alone, so I don't think so.
I pursed my lips in a thin line.
You're letting your beauty go to waste.
I am not that dense. He's totally hitting on me. And he really even denied having a girlfriend, huh? I won't let it waste to another asshole like you. I replied. He placed his hands on his chest and acted like I hurt him there.
Ouch.
He dramatically exclaimed.
Don't tell me an asshole hurt this beautiful face.
I looked away. I don't need to answer that, do I?
Are you here for vacation? Where do you live? Cali?
I turned to him again with a glare this time. And what even made you think that I'll answer questions from a total stranger? He chuckled while shaking his head.
Sanjit.
He muttered under his breath. I heard that. I snarled. He looked at me with wide eyes. There's a forming smile on his lips, like he was so amazed to know that I understood Filipino.
Wow. So you're a Filipino, too?
He smirked. I rolled my eyes. I couldn't even enjoy my food because of this guy.
Where do you like in the Philippines? I'm from Makati.
I gave him a sharp stare, but he only laughed.
What's your problem, gorgeous? You said you don't want to flirt around a taken guy. I told you I'm single. Why are you still snarky?
You're a player. I know by just looking at you. I told him before sipping on my iced tea.
You don't know me yet, baby. Why would you think that I would play with your heart? I'm not like that.
Delete 𝘰𝘱𝘱𝑁. Sanjit means ill-tempered. But in that sentence, it's meant to be an expression. Also could be a joke. I was so annoyed when I got back to my unit. Well, how could I not? That man just pushed all of my buttons. He stares at me like he's got a hidden motive. That's how he is. He's so frustrating. What have I done wrong in my past life to deserve this? I came here to relax, but why do I feel like I am even more stressed? I threw myself on my bed and sighed hard. I need to calm myself down, okay? I probably won't be able to see him tomorrow, so I need not worry. I can finally have my peace and quiet then. I stayed in my room, watching some sappy shows on the TV the whole afternoon. I just asked for room service for snacks because I am lazy to go out. This is the first day that I am here, but I am already lazy. Anyway, I will go out tonight to have some nightlife. It was already 9 in the evening when I got out. I also asked the receptionist about the bars around the area. She told me that the whole shore here has several bars that make up all the nightlife in the area. Alright, I just choose from them then. Wearing a yellow romper with a kimono as a cover-up, I walked out of my suite. There are lots of people around the hotel. Most of them are foreigners from European countries with their American girls. I cringed when I saw how open they are in public. They are making out without minding the people looking. Oh, Lord.
You're not used to couples making out?
I almost jumped from my spot when I heard someone speak from behind me. Fuck. I turned to the man behind me and glared at him. What the hell is this man doing here again? I narrowed my eyes at him as I saw him smirking at me. Does he really love annoying me? We just met and he's already annoyed me a year's worth.
They're really normal around here. Some may even have sex in the middle of a party.
I furrowed my brows before looking so scandalized at what he just said. Have sex in the middle of a party? What? In front of everyone? He laughed.
You look so cute. Don't think about it. You're still too young.
I rolled my eyes. Too young? I hated it when people consider me young. I am not a kid anymore. I've even had a cheating boyfriend for Chris Sake. I'm not young. I'm already 21. He grinned at me.
Oh. Another interesting information from you.
He beamed.
I'm 24, by the way. So, when are you going to tell me your name, miss?
I raised my brow. Why? Are we even close? I rolled my eyes and continued walking. I heard him chuckling from behind me. He's so annoying. Everywhere I walk, I can see how the girls turn their heads to look my way. Or maybe not my way. It's because of this person walking with me. When will he stop following me anyway? He's so annoying already. I ignored him the whole time, even when I got inside the biggest bar that I saw. Loud music was blasting out the huge speakers while the crowd dances on the floor. They are yelling every time they get the chance to.
This is a phone party.
I inhaled a sharp breath before looking behind me. He really doesn't stop following me, huh? I know. I can see. I rolled my eyes and deadpanned. The side of his lips rose.
You know what? The more you treat me rudely, the more I'm drawn to you.
He chirped. I raised my brow. You know what too? The more you follow me, the more that you're wearing my patience of. Just a little more and I will smack that huge head of his. He laughed loudly.
Well, it's lonely when you're alone. It's always better if someone is with you.
And what makes you think that you're a good companion? He grinned.
Well, I'm a man and a Filipino. I will protect you from anyone who harasses you.
My jaw dropped because of what he said. I don't see anyone capable of harassing me aside from you. He widened his eyes before scoffing.
And why would I harass a fellow Filipino?
He sounded so offended by my words. Well, I don't know. I shrugged and turned my back on him. I figured that talking to him would not make me spend my time wisely. He's just annoying me for his delight, so I can just ignore him. I sat on the high chair while smiling at the bartender. His blonde hair is almost shaggy, and even in the darkness, his tan skin is standing out. He's wearing a muscle tee and a pair of board shorts.
What do you like to order, miss?
He asked me in a usual American slang. What's your best seller for women? I asked him curiously. I'm not really a fan of bars and clubs, so I don't really know what to order in situations like this. He smirked at me, the type that looks like he's attracting me. Well, he can try all he wants, but none of that would work on me.
Well, beautiful, you can try.
I heard someone cough behind me. The bartender stopped and looked behind me. I could almost feel steam come out of my head because of this arrogant man behind me.
Hey, Major.
My lips parted when I heard the bartender call this annoying man's name. He looked at me with his brows arched. Major, huh?
Hey, Thad.
He greeted before putting his arm around my shoulder. I tried to yank it away, but that would be scandalous because I could people looking our way now. And damn. He smelled so good. He smelled of mint and the beach. Hell. What am I even thinking?
I see you're having a conversation with my girlfriend.
He was talking to Thad, the bartender. My eyes widened while Thad just smirked at Major.
She's your girl.
He asked in disbelief. Major laughed.
Well, yes. She is my girlfriend.
He replied before pulling me closer to him. And there I was left in shock by the way he touched my waist.